So I just sent her this voice message saying, would you fancy me flying you out to Sicily? And she said yes, of course. So I did something a little bit crazy last month. I flew a photographer out to Sicily. I flew her internationally to do a brand photo shoot session for my business. This was the first professional photo shoot I had ever had done for my business. So I flew a photographer out. I was gonna do it in the UK, but I thought, you know what? My brand is a lot about travel. An international shoot would just be such an incredible experience. So I went for it, flew a photographer out to Sicily, and here is what happened. Let me tell you, that was one of the funnest days of my life. So let me walk you through this process, how we actually got to this day. So I decided back in June that I wanted to get some professional business photos taken because the ones that I had, they were great, but I was running out of pictures. I was really wanting a new aesthetic. I was now traveling a lot, which was never really included in my pictures before. And I just really wanted to showcase almost this next level of my business. And I think brand photography is such an amazing way to almost take your business and your brand just to the next level in a really simple way that just comes across through all of your platforms and through all of your content really easily as well. I knew I wanted to get some pictures done. I found this woman on Instagram. I will tag her below as well. Definitely, she is incredible to work with. I cannot emphasize that enough. But I found her through actually a referral through someone else who had their photos done by her. And I knew instantly that her style was just exactly what I was going for. It was exactly what I was really wanting to get out of these photos. So I booked in a call with her. We had our call together. We were planning on doing the shoot in the UK because she was not someone who did international shoots. She was someone who did UK branding shoots. So we were going to do a shoot in London. I was starting to look for Airbnbs that we could use for the backdrop that would look really aesthetic, look really nice. Then a thought crossed my mind and it was a little bit crazy. It was just an afternoon in the summer in July, I think this was. So I sent her a voice message and I said, how would you feel about potentially flying out to Sicily? Would that be something you could even do to have the photos taken there? Because I'm gonna be in Sicily next month. I think the backdrop there would be perfect. We have an Airbnb there, which just looks exactly the vibe I'm going for. So I just sent her this voice message saying, would you fancy me flying you out to Sicily, basically, to do this brand photo shoot? And she said yes, of course. So we then started planning this international photo shoot. It was the first international photo shoot she had ever done as well, which was just so exciting for me being able to provide that opportunity for her, because that is a huge passion of mine, actually helping women to take their businesses into something which can allow them to travel. So being able to do that, not just with my clients, but with people who I was hiring as well for services, just felt so incredibly heartwarming. And it was just so beautiful to see her reaction to the whole process as well. So we started planning our Sicily shoot. So we started the process of planning then. So during July and August, then before the actual shoot in late August, we put together a Pinterest board together. And we're working on this for essentially ideas for the overall style, the branding look which we were going for, any pose kind of ideas as well, which was so helpful on the day, being able to refer back to this and use this for guidance essentially. And then all of this was added onto a Google Doc as well. So we had all of the information for the shots we were going for, the looks we were going for, etc. So then we got to the actual day. So we had 3 hours together to get pictures. We got so many pictures. I think it was about 1,400 we ended up with. Obviously quite a lot of them are duplicates, but that's a lot of pictures to sort through. So we had such an incredible day. I will insert some clips of that day now for you. Just got my branding photos back a couple of days ago and oh my gosh, they are absolutely stunning. There was my expectation obviously of what they would look like, but they are just 10 times better than I could have ever imagined, and they are just so beautifully edited. So I want to show you some of them because I'm just obsessed and I cannot stop looking at them. I mean, honestly, for anyone that has the opportunity to ever get a brand photo shoot done internationally, just do it. Like, look at the background for this picture. Look at these mountains. It was just the most incredible experience, and this is not something we could have got in London. So I'm just insanely happy with these. We got some amazing stock photos as well, which will be so good to use for things like Instagram stories. I'm just so excited to actually use all of these. So right now I have the unedited versions. So I have 1,000 pictures to sort through to pick exactly what ones I want her to edit to be the final pictures, but I am just so excited to get them through. So they will be all over my Instagram, so definitely check out the Instagram. There'll probably be a thumbnail for this as well. They will be everywhere, all over my branding, and I'm so excited to use them. But one thing I really wanted to end this video with as well is talking about the pros and cons of doing an international photo shoot versus one in the town where you live, essentially. And I think it can be really interesting kind of weighing that up, because that's what I was doing in July. Really weighing up firstly the financial cost of those, but also what the quality of the pictures was going to be at the end of the day. And I think especially when you're doing a business brand photo shoot, the quality of the pictures is so important, that not just it's reflecting you, you feel really good in the pictures, it's really reflecting your business, it feels very expansive, it feels very next level for you, because I think that can do so much for how you're showing up in your business as well, and how strategically you're moving and taking action. Just having those pictures can completely be a game changer for you. So I think when you're weighing it up, don't just look at the financial cost, but also look at, okay, what quality pictures am I gonna get in place number 1 versus place number 2? For me, that looked like, okay, London, if I was gonna find an Airbnb, it would have to be something really big, which then would be a huge financial con for me, because it was gonna cost quite a lot, especially in central London, in a really popular, really expensive area. It was gonna cost a lot if I wanted to get somewhere which looked really nice and had the vibe essentially that I was wanting to go for. But I already knew that the place here was gonna be so much more affordable. I already had the place anyway, because I was going to be here anyway, so I was already paying for that. So it was a sunk cost essentially there. But even just without that, even just weighing up the kind of destinations and the pictures that you were going to get, I could not have gotten a picture with mountains in the background or with that beautiful sunshine necessarily in a place like London. So I knew for my brand, especially when I want the pictures to be really light, I want them to be really with that kind of travel freedom feeling to them, it was really important to me to have those aspects. So that was a huge plus and a huge pro for doing an international shoot there. On the financial side, pros and cons. The con, I would say, for the financial side is usually if you're doing an international shoot, you will probably have to pay for the flight for the photographer to be flying out and for the night's hotel stay for them to be there, essentially, because they're coming out specifically to do your shoot. So some flights that can actually be really affordable, especially if you're in America doing it somewhere in another state, for example, or if you're in Europe doing it in another European country, you can get some really affordable flights. So actually, if you look into it, it might actually be a really affordable option for you to do an international shoot like that, especially if you're going to be in the country anyway for traveling or a holiday or anything. But really the pro that I would say is as well, if you're coming from an expensive city. So for me, London is very expensive. So for me to get the type of Airbnb that I was wanting, to get the style of pictures I was wanting, it would have cost me so much more than it actually cost to fly her out here. So for me, that was a huge financial pro for doing an international photo shoot. And that can be really important to actually consider and to actually look at what are the actual costs, see what the flights would actually be, see what the hotel cost would actually be, and see what it would actually cost if you were to do it in your own city, because you might find that it is actually cheaper or even around the same price for you to do an international shoot, or for you to do a destination which feels like a really dream destination for you and gives you that next level feeling in your pictures as well, which, as I said, translates across so much of your business and brand as well. I would definitely say though, it is one of those experiences where it feels like such a once in a lifetime kind of experience. And it is something which can really beautifully celebrate your business, regardless of whether it's international or not. So photo shoots can be absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy I got one done. It has been a long time coming. I hope that this has helped you figure out if you want to do a photo shoot for your business and whether you want to do one international as well. If you have any questions about the shoot that I did, or any other thoughts about whether you are thinking about doing an international shoot and where you would do it as well, definitely leave those in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe as well. That is my first time saying that, I think. And I will see you in the next video.